Today, we're going to be taking a look at some new field type options that are coming down the pipeline for Zoho CRM. Bit of a teaser, one of them is actually going to let you add that progress bar that you're used to seeing in the deals module to other modules in CRM. So stick around because we're going to get right on into it. First story here is looking at record categories inside of Zoho CRM. This is essentially a new feature that is currently available inside of China, Japan, and Australia, coming out to other data centers in mid-March. Really what this does is essentially lets you group up options inside of a pick list field that you have in a record into higher level categories. So Zoho gives a good example here in the article. Let's say you're looking at your standard lead statuses, things like new, contacted, qualified, junk, etc. Well, we kind of know that these 10 statuses might organize into 3 higher level categories. In the past, though, you couldn't really tell Zoho that, right? So if you wanted to have a workflow, if a lead status gets updated to a failed status, well, you'd have to include all 3 of those statuses. And what that means is that in the future, if you had a 4th status, you would need to go through and add it to those workflows if you wanted it to trigger the same way that these other ones did. That'd be the same for like your different open statuses or success statuses. And so here, essentially what we can do is come in and for a pick list, add the categories that are relevant and then assign those to each of the options that are already in that pick list set, right? So now I don't have to go in and add 4 statuses to a workflow. I can go ahead and just assign the category to that workflow, to that custom view, wherever I might be using it. The big one here as well, like I mentioned, is that somehow they've kind of just bundled with this option that if you turn on record categories, there will be a secondary option that you can select that will essentially enable a display transition for those options. And really, in common English, what that means is that status bar that we love seeing in the deals module can then apply inside of other modules based on those pick lists. Now, an important thing to note, you're only going to be able to add 1 progress bar per module, right? So you won't be able to have like 2 different types of lead statuses running across the top, though the type of scenario where you would need to do that is very, very rare, right? So here we can basically see that these are now running across the top of this record, tying into both these specific statuses, and then the thumbs up, thumbs down based on the particular record category. So really excited for that. It's funny, we as implementers get asked all the time if we can add that progress bar to other modules. We've always had to say no, but now we can actually start saying yes. And it's really easy to add, basically just using the record categories. So I do want to ask, if you're finding the video useful so far, be sure to like and subscribe down below. Leave me a comment on, if you've been waiting for this progress bar just like we have. Lots of our users I know are going to be excited to get this added. And then if you need any help setting up Zoho for your organization, just head on over to Zenatta.com and click on book a meeting. We're always happy to chat about how we can help. Now, big things here as well that I do want to mention is that, now if we set up those categories inside of a pick list, those now are going to be usable inside of other things, whether that's your custom view, whether that's workflows, whether that's our little quick filters here on the side. We can essentially start applying those wherever we would normally be using just the pick list values. And I will tell you, this is 100% a best practice, right? So if you have in any of your records kind of like the primary status pick list that's moving it through a process. And again, that could be like for your leads, that could be for some type of custom module, wherever you might have it. I would highly recommend setting up these categories because I promise you, as you use CRM more and more, you're going to find new pick list options that are going to make sense. And you don't want to have to go to every custom view, every saved filter, every workflow, and manually add any of those new options, right? As long as they fit into a category, those are going to inherit into any of the configuration that you've already done and save you just an absolute ton of time and save errors, right? You don't want, if you've got a workflow set up where something, if it fails, if we lose a lead, that we're going to circle back on it in 6 months. Well, you'd hate to forget to add that status and then potentially never follow up with that lead. So this essentially just decreases the likelihood that something like that is going to happen as long as everything is getting put into those proper categories. So highly recommend setting this up for any of those primary status fields as soon as it's available in your data center. But wait, that's not all. We've got a couple new field types as well, totally separate from picklist, separate from the categorization that we're talking about here. These similarly are rolled out for China, Japan, Australia, and Canada currently. The rest, ideally, they're targeting mid-March. These ones, admittedly, a little bit more minor as far as I'm concerned, but we now have the option to add radio buttons. So radio buttons, they're kind of like a pick list in that they are a set of predefined options. One important thing here is that you're going to be limited to 3 options in these, which does kind of make sense. If you had 20 different options, you don't really want that as a radio button that's just going to like blow out the whole page. That would just go in as a pick list. But if you do have, let's say, like 3 different tiers of a subscription plan, Basic, Pro, and Enterprise, it might make sense to just use a radio button where a user can more quickly select that in the process of creating a record. These, even though they're the same data type, they have 2 different ways that we can visualize them. We can either show them as a radio button, so kind of like these little check boxes here where you can select one out of the 3, or you can show it as a group button, which has these little tabs that kind of run across the page. So if you wanted your billing cycle to choose between monthly and yearly, thinking they might have meant monthly there, you could use your group button. If you want more, you could use radio. Again, that's really just a UI choice that you want to make. The one thing I would highlight is if you do have 2 of them that are going to go right next to each other, I would recommend using a different type just so that they're visually distinct from one another. So quick and easy to add these. Again, good for those small lists, good for things that you might be creating manually pretty often, just because it does speed that up a little bit. The one thing I'll show here as well is when these get selected, we have 2 different options of how we want to show them on the page. So if you want them to always show all the potential options, you'll choose this little show all button here. If you want them to just look like a normal field once you've made your selections, you'll do the show selected only, right? So just a choice of how you want that to look. If these are things that are generally just going to be selected upon creation, I'd probably go with show selected only. If you expect it to change over time, you might want to just show all to make it a little quicker and easier for users to see what options are available for that particular field. So pretty minor, 3 options total, good for those quick selections. Next one, we've got ranges and sliders for numerical fields. Really, these are just a way to make a selection on a sliding scale that's going to output some type of number. So, in this case, they've set one for customer satisfaction from 1 to 5. They've set a minimum and a maximum value. The sliding scale is going to automatically increment in equal sections based on your min and your max. Couple examples they show here are setting a budget, defining probability, or defining priority levels on a numerical scale. I would say setting a budget. Don't use this. You really want this in like a 1 to 10. I wouldn't really go with like a 1 to 100 in increments of 1 being set up here. It just kind of gets a little bit messy, right? One of our team members jokingly said when this came out, the perfect way to select a phone number, right? Like, no, I wouldn't do that. Keep this to relatively simple, like 1 to 5, 1 to 10, 10%, 20%, 30%, things like that that are going to make it easy to enter. Things that need to be really specific, like I would argue something like budget. And again, kind of depends on your industry. For us at Zenatta, a client's budget could be anywhere from like $1,000 to $50,000. So for me, I would not set this on a slider. I'd probably just enter it into a currency field just for my own personal sanity, right? Trying to slide it to the right part just might not make a lot of sense there. It is kind of nice in the cases where it makes sense for those kind of smaller groups, smaller ranges where we're going to make some type of like gut check, on a scale of 1 to 10, how are we feeling? But I wouldn't use it for any particularly long or detailed numbers, really just for things like, again, the priority, the probability, customer satisfaction, 1 to 10, 1 to 5, those types of things. totally do make sense, but I wouldn't really go any higher than that in terms of how I would use a slider. Again, not for budget. I just to save your team the insanity of trying to get it to exactly the right point for a budget slider. So with that, I think we're ready to wrap up here for today. Again, kind of the big takeaway today is record category. I would strongly recommend setting this up for any of your kind of status management pick lists across Zoho, and then revel in the joy of finally having that progress bar inside of a module other than deals. I'm really happy just personally to see that. It's a simple thing that I think is going to make a lot of users very happy when they see it show up in the appropriate module to track those statuses. So with that, I think we're ready to wrap up here for today. If you found the video useful, be sure to like and subscribe down below. That's a totally free way to help us out. Leave me a comment with what types of features you'd like to see next inside of Zoho CRM. I've been really happy lately. It feels like they're knocking out some of those kind of simple updates, but really high value ones. I'd like to see them continue down that path, but I'd love to hear from you as well. And then if you are in the market and need some help to set up Zoho for your organization, just head on over to Zenatta.com and click on book a meeting. We're always happy to chat. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.